Dear friends, and good morning on Wednesday, which is gonna be such an intense and important day because today we have the solar eclipse. In Europe, it should be around the evening, late in the evening. In the US, it will be around the afternoon, around 3 p.m. Eastern. So let's jump straight into it because it's not gonna be one of the easy days, but at the same time, I think that we will have some really, really important opportunities. So here is our solar eclipse in Libra. The most important is that it's in conjunction with the South Node. The South Node is the one which is related to the past. So the main theme of the solar eclipse is letting go, separating with something that you no longer need, that is no longer relevant in your life, and opening up the space for it, for something else. But please pay attention. I'm not saying move on to the next thing because we are not quite there yet. And this could be a bit of a tricky moment because often when we want to move on, we want a change, we try to kind of like switch our focus too fast. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And in this case, it won't work because the North Node is in Aries. So generally that's the direction where we should move towards the future, towards some kind of individual expression or doing something on our own or also taking action. But right now we have no fire energy whatsoever. And Mars, the ruler of the North Node, is in Cancer, which is a very weak sign. So right now, it's very important. Don't try to rush to jump into the new thing right away. Now, this type of process may require a bit more time to really let go, to set free, and to live for a moment or for a while with this empty, open new space without trying to fill it in with something new right away. And for some of us, this is challenging and this is a new lesson, but I think it could be very, very transformative when we are aware of this. The Black Moon Lilith is also here, so it adds even more intensity. It makes things even kind of like more burning, more from one side important, potentially challenging. But also those transformations right now may really play a significant role. And Libra, of course, is the sign of relationships. So one of the most important topics for many of us will be relationships. Relationships with other people, with our significant other, relationships or connection between different parts within ourselves. Of course, those are always relevant. So if something needs to be ended, now it could be the right time to do it, to kind of like release those connections or things that have been holding you back. But again, I repeat, don't try to compensate with jumping into something new right away. Give yourself a little bit of time. And Mercury is there as well, which can also help us to see things from a different perspective or to be able to analyze things from a different perspective, or even to speak about important things with other people as well. What is very helpful for us in this situation is that the rulers of the nodes, Venus, the ruler of the South Node, and Mars, the ruler of the North Node, have a trine. They are connected with a harmonious aspect, and Saturn is also connected to both of them. So basically we have a positive aspect configuration called Grand Trine, which includes the rulers of the South and the North Node, and also Saturn. So this combination can help us to kind of like go through a more harmonious transition and to find more balance within ourselves. The trine is in the water signs, so the emotions we are going through might be really deep, really important, really significant for us, and also everything that is related to our personal life. But Saturn connected to Venus and Mars at the same time can help us to be more aware and to also have some kind of control over our decisions, over the choices we make, and in the future, the actions that would be related to this. Specifically for today, I don't recommend you to take some important steps or try to force yourself for some kind of, big achievement. The day is very intense. Also, the exact eclipse is late in the evening in Europe, midday during in the US. Sorry. Honestly, this eclipse is triggering my Mercury and also my Sun. So as you can see, also it's affecting the speech, but it's part of the flow. So I will leave this in the space as it is. So yeah, try to give yourself some time and space. Don't push yourself too much today. Keep in mind the energy is complicated also for other people. So if other people are inadequate or strange or weird or overreacting, over emotional, or you just don't understand what's going on with them, don't push things too much. Just know that, okay, they are also going through something, and let it go, or wait a little bit before you overreact also and you get into some kind of messy situation. Because eclipses, they tend to kind of like overshadow certain part and kind of like also bring too much light into something else. So yeah, don't make some huge decisions. Instead, try to let it go and try to analyze yourself more. With Saturn trining Venus and Mars again, we can find some kind of inner stability on an emotional level. This is also a very specific combination. So in the midst of this storm, we can find, one little, I would say like little island inside of us to rely on, where we can stay for a moment, we can pause and try to make a wise decision after that. Mars is squaring also the new moon, the eclipse, which can bring the desire to take action, but again, it won't be efficient. Mars is weak, there is too much pressure, so try not to act on those impulses, especially if they are, like quite intense. And I think the most important is basically to face with our emotions today, how we feel, and to be very honest with ourselves and to recognize what is it that we are ready to let go of, to release, to open up new space without trying to fill it in right away. I think that's the main message of this solar eclipse. So I hope you will also get through your own process in a more harmonious way. You will find more balance. After all, Libra is also about trying to find our inner balance. And it's always inside of us. We tend to see it as somehow related to other people, but other people are always a reflection. So the most important is at the end to find this inner harmony within yourself. So happy solar eclipse, my friends, and I'll see you tomorrow.